Last weekend, my friend Greg texted me in a panic, "Dude, my new IKEA couch just arrived and I have no idea how to put it together. Can you help?" I figured, how hard could it be? Worst case, we'd end up with a slightly wobbly couch and some leftover screws we'd pretend were optional. I showed up at his place, ready to go, only to find Greg already surrounded by a sea of oddly shaped boards and a manual thicker than my college thesis. The only mildly strange thing was that the instruction booklet had a suspiciously delicious picture on the cover, but I chalked it up to IKEA's quirky Swedish branding. We got to work. The first step said something about rolling into balls and combining with breadcrumbs. Greg muttered, "Weird way to start, but IKEA is always a little avant-garde." So we took the round cushions, rolled them around, and tossed them in a pile with some leftover bread from Greg's fridge. The next step called for adding to pan and browning on all sides. At this point, I assumed pan was IKEA speak for the metal frame, so we balanced the cushions on it and spun them like we were on a Swedish game show. By hour 3, we'd managed to assemble a lumpy, breadcrumb-dusted bench that looked like it had been designed by Salvador Dali. That's when we heard a knock on the door. Our neighbor, Sven, a very enthusiastic Swede, peeked in, sniffed the air, and said, "Is that Meatballs?" He looked around, and before we can protest, he started moving our couch into his own living room, exclaiming, "Perfect for my grandma's birthday party." Greg and I, too exhausted to argue, just helped him carry the monstrosity next door. Sven's living room now looked like the set of a cooking show hosted by IKEA. It was only after Sven offered us lingonberry sauce and a seat on our bread-crumbled bench that I realized, the booklet we'd been following was actually a recipe for Swedish meatballs, not assembly instructions. So, if anyone needs a place to sit and a snack at the same time, just ask Sven, he's got the first ever couch you can eat your heart out on.